Whenever I do my research and try to find cryptocurrencies where I want to potentially invest in, I try to find coins where the fundamentals are front running the price. And obviously, that's not an easy task to do because fundamentals are sometimes really hard to evaluate. Also, crypto is wild west, right? It goes up, it goes down, it's incredibly volatile. Black swan events can lead the market in one or the other direction. In today's video, I want to share 3 projects that I'm now heavily betting on. And I've covered those projects in my recent videos over the past few months already. And if you want to learn about these, then make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, number 1. Number 2, like this video and share it with 1 or 2 friends. And number 3, make sure to watch this entire thing. All right, first things first. Around this time a year ago, I was really heavily betting on Cardano. It was trading around 3, 4, 5 cents or something like that. And I really stacked a lot of ADA because I saw that this project has really survived the bear market. They're about to launch their mainnet and they're just heavily going to promote the project and also onboard partners that are actually going to deploy on top of Cardano. Now, obviously, that has been a great trade because ADA went from 3 or 4 cents to more than $2. When Polkadot came out in September, I saw a very similar thing coming up, right? Because I thought that, man, the whole narrative around Gavin Wood, the whole project about interoperability, parachains, and all those kinds of technical innovations are going to potentially become really big. So I bought my first DOT around $3, $4, and it went up all the way to $45 or even $50. Now, the bottom line is that I want to find the next ADA, the next DOT, right? Because in my opinion, if you look at the market caps and also the technological advancements, I think most of it is potentially already priced in, right? Now, Cardano has made a lot of upgrades and also they dropped the Africa news with the 5 million users partnership there with universities. The Polkadot parachain narrative has been ongoing now for a lot of months and in my opinion is already priced in, which is why you also see those high evaluations, right? 30, 40, I think it was at one point even $50 billion for the projects. Now, in this context, I want to find now the next ADA, the next DOT. And I made a sole video on that a few months ago where I said that I'm going to flip my ADA and my DOT. Not all of them. I still believe in both projects. It doesn't mean that I don't believe in them anymore. But from an investment thesis, I flipped part of my ADA and part of my DOT, around 60 or 70%, into 2 other coins. And most recently, around a few weeks ago, I started to really go heavy on another project that I also covered here on this channel. So in today's video, I want to talk about those 3 projects that I see very strong similarities between what I saw around a year ago in Cardano or 8 months ago in DOT. All right, and before we get into those, let's first briefly look here on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko and check out the hard numbers, right? Like I said, Cardano is right now extremely high evaluated with $55 billion US, right? Is only a 6x away from Ethereum. And well, maybe over the years, Cardano could become as big as Ethereum is now in terms of ecosystem, in terms of total value locked. But Cardano doesn't have smart contracts live. There's still a lot of things that are, still months away. And I trust that it's going to come and it's also going to be potentially big. But Cardano right now, in my opinion, is not as appealing from an investment thesis as other projects, right? So you always have to see fundamentals that are really great, such as Bitcoin, for example, or Ethereum, in my opinion, have amazing fundamentals. And I think they are going to do really well, Ethereum more than Bitcoin. But it's also the question, do you want to put your money into that, right? Or has this coin already made its money or its returns, right? Now, if you go down here on Polkadot, Polkadot is at 22.5 billion. Well, it dropped a lot. It was way above $40. So it also had a 50 billion evaluation, but it dropped a lot. Might make another run here, but that's also not as appealing to me as my first pick here. And my first pick, obviously, is Cosmos Atom, right? You guys know I'm a huge fan. I create a lot of content about them since 6 months almost. And it's one of my favorite projects. Why? Because they really focus on interoperability. And if you don't know what interoperability stands for, let me explain it to you. It basically means that imagine all those blockchains out there that are right now existing, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Algorand, Polkadot, all these coins, all these blockchains, right? The problem with these projects is that they are not compatible to each other. right? So if you want to send one BTC to Ethereum, to the Ethereum blockchain, it's not compatible, right? They have different consensus rules. They have different native rules on the chain. And sometimes even, they're built on proof of work. The others are proof of stake. It's completely different. It's incompatible with each other. Now, Cosmos aims to become that ultimate base layer technology, or layer 0, that connects all those blockchains, right? And they have actually already shipped the technology for it. And it is called IBC, Inter-Blockchain Communication. And why I'm so bullish on Cosmos right now for June and July, and actually the next few years, is because they are now launching a lot of products that really make the whole project alive, right? I think over the past few years, it has really been in more or less building phase, right? They have built the technology, they have built the code, and made sure everything is safe, everything is secure, and everything is also being deployed, right? Cosmos is one of the most deployed SDKs out there, as in projects building upon Cosmos, right? Most people don't even know that, but you can check that up on their website. Not going to go into that now, but guys, $14, market cap of 3.3 billion. It's an absolute steal in my opinion. It almost has 15x potential to Cardano or Polkadot, right, at the peak. So this, in my opinion, is an absolute no-brainer. And they're also going to launch Gravity DEX now in June, actually. Gravity DEX is a cross-chain DEX, means that you can send and swap and provide liquidity and yield from and do whatever you want in DeFi on a cross-chain compatible decentralized exchange / automated market maker. And if you don't know what it is, please watch my previous video that I made a few weeks ago about Gravity DEX, and you will learn a little bit more about what all this is about. Also watch my interviews with Jack Zampolin. He's one of the Cosmos core developers, and he can also give great insights. Now, chart-wise, I think Cosmos is a sleeping giant, right? We have woken up here in late January, went up from $6-7 to $25. I think we peaked around here, $31. And now with the whole dump recently, we have just gone really, really low. Cosmos, my strongest bet, also one of my favorite coins here, especially in the medium short term, because there's so many cool things that are coming up. Now, the next coin that I'm betting really, really strongly and heavily on is Hedera Hashgraph with the coin ticker HBAR. It's currently trading at 22.5 cents. It didn't really get slashed really hard with the recent drop and dump. It has a market cap of 2 billion. However, out of all the coins that exist or that have been minted, which is 50 billion, only 8.5 billion are in circulation, meaning that the fully diluted market cap is actually higher than Cosmos's right now. However, HBAR has a very slow release schedule over the next 14, 15 years, which is why I'm not too concerned about that. Also, Hedera Hashgraph has a very, very strong governing council. We talked about this extensively. I just made a video a few days ago solely about Hedera, the governing council, their latest member, Chainlink, which just came to the governing council. They have IBM, they have Google, Boeing, Tata Communications, Standard Bank in South Africa. They have the Shinhan Bank in Korea, LG in Korea. Lots of cool things. And one thing I like most about HBAR and Hedera is that the technology is completely novel. It's very, very different to anything else out there, because it's basically not a blockchain. It's basically a directed acyclic graph, which settles transactions much faster through the so-called gossip protocol. And if you want to learn about that, please watch my previous videos where I talk a little bit more about this. Remember, I'm not a tech guy, I'm not a developer, so I don't go deep into technicals, but I talk more from a simplified bird's eye view. Now, another thing that I find really exciting about Hedera is their close ties to multiple central banks, as in central banks that want to build or explore central bank digital currencies, right? And they're looking all for a platform right now to deploy it on, to build that on, right? For example, the Shinhan Bank and LG in the governing council, right? Both are Korean giants. LG, one of the largest Korean tech giants, and the Shinhan Bank is the largest commercial bank in Korea. And those two have partnered and are now going to propose a CBDC platform to the Bank of Korea. And guess what? They chose Hedera as the technological base layer for it. And this is huge in my opinion, right? You have a very similar story in the US actually, where Hedera has been chosen by Amtech, which is a startup that focuses on modernizing central banking. And they also chose Hedera, right? And they're going to pitch that to the Federal Reserve Bank. So this doesn't mean that HBAR is going to $100. but this means that the technology is appealing and is in a lot of people's radar and map. Now, chart-wise, we can see that we really peaked here after a crazy run around 40 cents throughout March, and we have gone sideways or downwards since then. We didn't have a crazy dump, but we have gone down a lot here since the highs. But I think this is just a matter of time until this giant is going to wake up and shake the world yet again. Now, another project that I'm really excited about is Algorand. And I see a lot of similarities between Algorand, Hedera, and Cosmos. For example, they all have completely unique novel technologies, right? And it's built from scratch. And Algorand is also one of those projects similar to Cosmos or to Hedera that has a huge ecosystem, right? Huge ecosystem in a lot of verticals, NFTs, DeFi, central banking, right? Governments, a lot of things, a lot of cool things. And I think that's just the beginning here. And Algorand is also one project that has a huge community and a relatively low market cap, right? 2.8 billion. Also note that only 3 billion out of the 10 billion are in circulation. So the real market cap is something around 8 billion, it's here, 9.1 billion, fully diluted. So that's currently Algorand, and I've also made a video about them. The interesting thing about actually all three platforms is also that they're very much green, right? They all have proof of stake. They're built on proof of stake. Means that it just requires a fraction of the energy that is required, for example, to secure and verify transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain or on the current Ethereum blockchain. Now, this is super important. I think we have the energy narrative for all three projects, novel technologies, proof of stake. You can also stake on every single platform there except for Hedera, but Hedera staking is going to come very soon. I also covered this in my previous video. You can earn passive income by just holding those coins and locking them in, and you just earn daily rewards, which is absolutely cool in crypto, right? Plus, they have huge ecosystems, and over the next few weeks and months, I'm going to also cover more projects here. I think on Algorand, just a project launched very recently. The first one, actually, the first launch pad. I think they're also going to launch a project called Tinyman that is going to be an automated market making system. So a lot of cool things coming here on the Algorand blockchain, as well as here on Cosmos. I'm super excited about the Cosmos ecosystem because I think there's going to be a lot of projects that are going to become really big, right? So I got just connected to the Persistence guys and the community from Persistence, also a project that I'm really excited about. I also just made a coverage about Akash. Then there's Terra, there's BNB Coin. There's a lot of projects that are built on the Cosmos SDK and count as Cosmos projects. So this is really exciting. I see a lot of similarities between all three projects, which is why I'm diversifying and scaling into those right now, right? And a lot of them, or actually all of them, are way below their all-time highs. So that's why I think right now is a good moment for me, right? Doesn't mean that you should do it. You should probably not do that. You should not buy what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about what I buy and what I do, right? Because I know that's maybe interesting for you to start conducting your own research. Yeah, so those are my three projects that I see are right now in a very similar position to what I've seen last year with Cardano or with Polkadot. And that's why I'm going so heavy on them, right? And I keep stacking those coins at those levels especially. But I really encourage you to conduct your own research from here. All I can do is to bring this on your map so that you can really try to dig deeper into that and understand what all this is about and how it's all linked to each other, right? How Algorand is potentially also going to be deployed for CBDCs, right? They already have a pilot project in the Marshall Islands. Like there's so many cool things under the hood that are already there, and you can find that out within 2-3 hours of research, right? So I really encourage you to do that. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like here, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and be good.